All right, hello and welcome. I am here with my heavily modified 2018, used to be a Rad Rover. It's kind of its own creation now. I've changed a lot of things on this bike, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. I recently did a motor swap. I'll put the link in the description for that video if you want to see how I changed out my Rad Rover's motor in the rear wheel, the rear hub, from the original motor, come from Rad Rover, to an aftermarket 750 Bafang motor, which has proven to be a lot more powerful. So I'll put that link in the description so you can check out how I did that. You can see how a person like me, who has no freaking clue what they're doing, was able to do that successfully, and it works. So I thought I would take the time today. I mentioned in a few other videos that there was some things that you might want to know before doing a motor swap like that. There's nothing earth-shattering that I'm going to give you. It's just a few helpful hints that you might want to know if you plan on doing that swap yourself. So let's get into it. I'm not going to give you a lot of fluff. Let's just run through the list. So number one is you're going to need a set of star bits. They're like a security star bit thing. They look like these right here. They've got a star-shaped grip on them with a little hole in the middle so a post can fit in there. That's what holds the motor casing together, is those kind of bits. So you're going to need a set of those. They look like that. You can barely just get past this biggest gear, the good old mega range, whatever the heck that means. But these little bits right here, that's what those star bits fit into. You're going to need a set of those. And you can see that's my second thing I'm going to tell you is I wish I would have done things this way instead of the way I did it. I was just kind of holding the motor on a tilt and trying to release those screws. The much better way would be to put it up on a set of 4x4 blocks like this, so you can get a nice firm solid base to push down on these, because they're on there pretty good. So you're going to need to put a little bit of arm strength into it, and you want this motor to be stable while you're doing that. So there's a second tip real fast, is put it up on blocks like this when you're going to remove the motor from the casing. Super helpful. Wish I would have done that. All right, so star bits, number one, you got to buy a set of those. Number two, put it up on blocks so it's easy to get a handle on the motor and get some downward force on it, and it's stable. And number three is going to be build yourself or go buy a bike rack to flip the bike upside down. I actually made my own in like 2 minutes, just cutting up some wood really quick. Here it is. That little thing right there. I just notched some 4x4s and it was, the handlebars rest in those little notches, and it kept the bike stable while it was upside down. It was super handy, rather than to try to rest it on all the controls and everything and ruin those. So tip number three is to get yourself some kind of bike stand or build your own to hold the bike upside down and stable for you. It's going to be really helpful. All right, tip number four. So I saw this when I was researching videos on how to do this. A lot of folks were having trouble with getting the freewheel off, the original cassette freewheel, or whatever you want to call it, getting that off. You need a special tool to do that, and the tool doesn't fit over the wire cable. So you can't get the tool on there to take it off. So the way I got around that was my motor that I bought from Electric Bike World actually came with its own freewheel. So I did not have to take the original one off. So right here, this is the original Rad Rover freewheel or cassette in the original motor here too. I just never took it off. My motor came with its own brand new one, which is a little bit different gearing. It doesn't have quite as tall of a first gear, but I don't really notice it because I don't ever use first gear. Really, you don't need it. So not having to take this off and to try to get the freewheel tool around this plug and on there, inside there, was super helpful, not having to deal with all of that. So that was a big bonus. If you're going to do this motor swap, I would actually really recommend that. Don't worry about taking this old freewheel off. Unless you're like awesome at bicycle repair and know how to get it off there or whatever, just get yourself a new freewheel. They're not that expensive, and swap it in with the motor instead of taking that old one off. All right, next thing. Oh, by the way, how do you guys like the hair? I chopped off a lot of hair. It used to be down into here. I told my fiance, who is a hairstylist, that I wanted a Viking haircut to go with the Viking beard. I don't know, what do you think? I like it. It's a lot lighter, easier to manage. Anyway, the fifth thing I'm going to tell you is going to be the motor cable cutout. Okay, so I ended up swapping out the motors, putting the wheel back onto the bike, and then tried to plug in the motor, the new motor, and the plug wouldn't reach. And I realized that there is a cutout in the axle bolt where the motor cable's got to go through there in order to reach the plugs. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So on this motor, you can see that this axle bolt is notched right here. So the cable can bend there. I had it on upside down and I was trying to stretch the cable this way and it just wouldn't work. It was too short and it was on a bind. So you got to make sure you get that cutout facing the correct direction when you go to install this. I had to take the wheel completely back off and flip it around, so it cost me some time and energy. So know that. Whew, man, it's getting hot in here. I had to turn the AC off so you guys could hear me. But the next thing I'm going to say is lithium grease. I had no idea what this was. When I took these motors apart, they were covered in this white grease. I did my absolute best not to touch anything inside on the gearing and not wipe that stuff off. I knew it was going to be there for a reason. And very delicately swapped everything out. I kind of read online afterwards that that white stuff is lithium grease, which of course helps the gears flow better and probably reduces some heat and increases the longevity of the gears, whatever. But it's important. And had I known that was going to be in there and realized what that was, I probably would have added some additional while I had everything open. So you may want to go buy a tube of lithium grease so you can add some more as you're doing this swap. It's probably a good idea. All right, and the last thing I'm going to say is I fought getting the back wheel back on because I was trying to get the disc inside the brake pads and then lined up in both axle slots on the frame, and it was just no room for error. It had to be perfectly lined up. When I do it again to do the tires, or if I ever have to take that back wheel off again, I will remove the brake calipers so I don't have to fight with the disc trying to get it in between the brake pads to get the wheel back on. There you go. Take the brake calipers off. It's going to make it way easier to get the wheel back onto the bike. All right, now it is giveaway time. So hopefully this goes well. This is the first giveaway I've ever done. The rules will be in the description below, everything typed out so you can read it, but void where prohibited, no purchase necessary, open to legal United States residents only. Everything will be in the description so you can read the contest rules and what is up for grabs, the giveaway. What am I giving away? It's going to be a brand new LCD 8H screen for an e-bike, just like mine. So you want to see what it looks like? Let's take a look. There you go. It is a full color display. Gives you battery indicator, battery voltage, the ambient temperature, pedal assist, wattage. You got your trip meter and your odometer, including the times as well. And of course miles per hour. And you can cycle through to average speed, max speed 36.8. Wow, when did I do that? Woo! But anyway, this is what is up for grabs. This is a retail value of about $94, this screen. And just to note that if you do win this screen, you're going to need an upgraded controller to make it work. You can't just plug this into any bike. You got to have a 25 amp, 35 amp controller upgrade as well to make it work. So know that. All right, so that is what is up for grabs, and contest will start 6 p.m. on Sunday, the 9th of August, and run for 24 hours till Monday, 6 p.m., the 10th of August. And your chances of winning or odds of winning, I don't know. It's going to be based on the number of entries, of course. Now, how do you enter? Leave me a comment. I'm not trying to get anything else out of this, you know. I don't care if you subscribe or like or go to a website or whatever. All I need you to do is just leave a comment on this video, and I'm going to select a random comment using the random comment selector feature thing. So that's how we're going to pick the winner. Your comment needs to contain either the type of e-bike you're looking at buying or the type of e-bike you're currently riding. That's what I want to see. What are people out there riding, or what are they looking at buying? So put that in your comment, and then I will select someone at random who will win that screen. I will notify the winner on Monday night, and if you win, just know that I will ask you to email me so I can then put you in touch with the sponsor who is giving away this screen. The sponsor is Electro Bike World. So how am I affiliated with the sponsor? I bought some parts from them. That's it. That's where I purchased my bike's motor upgrade and also the battery. And I started emailing with them back and forth because when I got the battery, it had Anderson power pole connectors, which is not what comes out of my controller. So I was messaging them asking about how do I connect this battery, And in the course of those messages, I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a YouTube video on all this stuff. Going to be seen by a lot of people. And I asked if there was any kind of like discount code or something I could give out. They didn't offer up that, but they did offer up the screen as a giveaway. So that's what we're doing now, giving that away to some lucky viewer. So hopefully it will inspire you, if you win it, to start doing some upgrades to your bike. I'm all about doing upgrades. I think it's way fun to customize and maximize your bike. So hopefully this will inspire you, if you win, to start doing a few things to the bike, at least a controller maybe. I think that's a really good upgrade. But anyway, good luck to everyone. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope some of those tips about the motor install were helpful for you. That's one of the main goals of this channel, is to provide some useful, helpful information and maybe inspire some other people. So get out there on your e-bike, do some upgrades to it, have fun with it. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate it.